understand that women are strong.
I agree.
We're a little stronger than men
Woo!
can be, and give ourselves grace,
Yes,
I think is something that we can all
grace.
do. Every day I get out of bed, just say, put my best foot forward, whether that's in my relationship
Yes.
or whether that's in my life.
Whatever is, what you're doing, where you are, it's for you. And you know that you're doing the right thing and you're connected to that truth. So there's less heaviness or density or should I or shouldn't I.
Always felt like an underdog. I never felt I would be great one day.
Winning is just a wonderful experience.
And Serena smashes the greatest of all time.
I hate to lose, but I think losing has brought me here today. It's the only reason I am who I am is because of my losses. Some of them are extremely painful, but I wouldn't take any of them away.
I always say if I can do it, anyone can do it. And the reason that I always say that because I didn't grow up with things being handed to me. I had to work hard, I had to dedicate myself, and I had to be determined, and I was.
The greatest of all time.
Wins her 7th Australian Open and her 23rd Grand Slam title.
From Compton, California, to U.S. Open champion.
A moment we might not see again in history.
The most dominant tennis player of all time. She's also a business mogul and movie producer too.
I describe myself first as a mom. I'm a mom. I'm a businesswoman, and I'm a free spirit.
The thing I'm most proud of from my history is just being able to persevere.
It is such a privilege and a gift to have you here, Serena. You're the isness of who you are, the spirit of who you are, the strength of who you are. I love that you put mother first. You represent all of us as women, and you reflect to all of us what's possible. So thank you for being here.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. You're so sweet.
Thank you. I'm curious, we have close to 500,000 women from all around the world, Serena, and we can all as humans, never mind women, feel an internal and external pressure at times. And I can't imagine what it was like for you, like throughout your life as Serena Williams. How have you overcome and claimed and risen above the challenges and the obstacles in your own life or career?
Yeah, we as women, we have to keep going. And I feel like we can't make as many excuses. And so many of us are moms, and so many of us are businesswomen, and so many of us are just daughters or wives or whatever that title is that we hold. We still have to show up, and we still have to like multitask and still be great. And sometimes we don't really have time to just take a pause and to say, I'm not feeling great. And I think it's so important to give us that time. But you have to, like I said, you have to kind of just keep going, and you have to just continue to persevere, and you have to just understand that, women are strong.
I agree.
We're a little stronger than men can be. So, with that privilege, no, but I seriously do believe that we're incredibly strong, and that there's things that we do that, men will never be able to even come close to thinking about doing, and vice versa too. Let's be fair. There's a lot of things
I
we do
agree.
as well. Absolutely.
Indeed, we're just unique.
Yeah, but it's like, that perseverance has, we just have to continue to do that.
Yes. I'm curious, what not even mental, but what practices, I suppose, have you done? Any meditation or anything of that nature in order to support your own mental well-being?
Yeah, I always say that meditation has been hard for me, and I would put so much pressure, like, okay, I'm not good at it, or I don't do it.
Yes.
But I do. I felt like sometimes I do a lot, not sometimes, I do a ton of prayer, and I guess that is a form of meditation.
Absolutely.
So I kind of felt a little bit, I felt a little bit better about that.
Me too.
Also just really setting boundaries. I think setting boundaries are super important, and letting people know we don't cross this boundary. Or my boundary might be like, this is the day where I take 10 minutes for myself, or I go for a walk, an hour-long walk, or whatever that is. I think it's super important to set those boundaries and also do something for you. As difficult as that, as easy as it may sound to some people, and as difficult as it may be, I think it's super important for your mental health to just take a deep breath. And I think I used to not actually have boundaries. I had to learn how to set them and and it's okay. It's okay to say, you know what, this is my time. I don't care if the kids need something, like this is my time and they're going
Yes.
to be okay. Because in the end, they actually are. And
Yeah.
it's just learning that. And it's
It
so
is.
hard,
It is.
but it's just really trying to learn that it's okay to do something for yourself. I think that has been the most difficult thing for me to do, but that's what I'm trying to do. And it's still work in progress of
Me
just
too.
trying to, for my mental health, is just to
Yes.
try to take some for myself.
And if you're just one question, I'm curious, if you're taking time for yourself, what does that look like? What is something that you enjoy?
Okay, so that's a really good question. It could be something as simple as getting your nails done. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
that is my
Who can
life.
relate?
It is so
It's
relaxing.
so true.
Honestly, I sit there and it's only 40 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, whatever it
Yes.
is, right? It's not, but that makes me so relaxed and so happy. It's something, it makes me feel good, look good, feel good, right? And it just also like, I just feel like I'm doing something for myself. That's one example. Another example is like I like to go for walks
Nice.
for my health. And so
Yes.
it's like that's also taking time for myself. It's like
Yes.
I see that, I have the kid, but it's like, listen, this is actually going to help me be better for you in the long run. So
Amen.
those are just some examples of little things that I learned. I didn't always do them, but I've learned to do for myself.
I meet you in that. I'm still, I feel like I'm still a work in progress and still learning that reality to take care
And
of her.
in essence, we all are. We
Yeah, I
all are a work in
agree.
progress. And I
Yeah,
think
and
as long
that's
as we
true.
remember that and understand that and
True.
give ourselves grace,
Yes.
I think is something that we can all
Grace.
do.
Guys, just hear that common thread. Give ourselves grace. What she just said is
Yeah.
so powerful and so poignant, Serena, to give ourselves grace. I just want to make sure everybody really lands on that.
Yeah, because we're hard on ourselves, and
Yes.
because there's so much expected of us. We're like I said, it's just so much that is expected of us, and so we don't often we are so quick to give someone else grace,
Isn't it
but we're
true?
so hard on ourselves. And so I think it's so important to kind of whatever you would feel and do for someone else, don't be afraid or don't hesitate, because a phrase I go, or don't hesitate to do that for yourself as well.
Yes, very cool. I'm curious, you wear many hats. I know that you begin as mother and wife and Olympic athlete, entrepreneur, businesswoman, mother, dog mom, all of it. And
Yes,
I'm,
that one's important.
yes, and I'm curious, how do you juggle it all? How do you manage it all? And how do you navigate that you feel that like, damn, I can show up and be my best version here, juggling and wearing all the
Well,
different hats.
one thing I've learned is I'm never going to be my best version every day. Like,
Nice.
and one thing, a mantra that I put forward now is like, every day I get out of bed, just say, put my best foot forward, whether that's in my relationship
Yes.
or whether that's in my life. And I know that some days my best foot forward might be just a stumbling foot and it just might not be good, but that's okay. And so that's one thing that I've kind of just been incorporating and understand like, I have so many things to do, which means I'm really hands-on as a mom, and I really like to just make sure I'm there for my kids. But like, I can't pick her up today. I'm
Yes.
with you all, and that's okay. It's like, you know what, that's fun, and it's okay to do that. And you can't you have to manage. I also I think for me, organization is super important.
Yes.
That's the only way I can do everything is just to be super organized. So my lists are like crazy long, but it keeps me sane and it keeps me together. And that's how I'm able to juggle running a business and then running my Serena brand.
Wow.
So
I heard
it's a lot.
you've built an empire, and I heard you just created a beauty line. I believe it's called Win Beauty.
Win, WYN.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I
I
think
like
we
to
have an
win.
image of it here. I'm curious, when you've gone out on these adventures, whether it be business, professional, in any aspect, do you doubt yourself at times? And how do you bring that like mythical creature from the court, as an athlete to the other areas, or do you?
Yeah, I think doubt is something that a lot of people have. I think pretty
Yes.
much everyone at some point has doubt.
Yes.
So yeah, I think when I first started Win Beauty, it was like, oh my God, is this gonna work? People only see me sweating. They don't know that what my makeup area looks like. They don't know that I wear makeup every single day of my life. Like they don't know anything outside of like me being this, amazing tennis player who wears heavy liner and eyebrows. So,
Great
um,
eyebrows.
so it was just like, how is this going to even work? Will they understand the authenticity of it? And, how am I going to be able to create that message? And also when you're building a business, there's so many ups and downs. And I
Yes.
feel like if you ever feel like, gosh, am I doing the right thing? I pause and I say, yes. Now that I'm even having those questions, it means I'm going on the right track. I'm doing the right thing.
That's
And
amazing.
even having those questions are great.
Wow. Guys, I just want to point out, God, am I doing the right thing? Yes. Serena keeps her momentum going forward. I'm just pointing out, you're like dropping like these jewels of
Yeah.
wisdom. And it's so
Yeah.
extraordinarily profound
Yeah.
to know that no matter what is, see if this translates for you, Serena, like whatever is, what you're doing, where you are, it's for you. And so you just keep, you know that you're doing the right thing because you're connected to that truth. So there's less heaviness or density or should I or shouldn't I. Would that resonate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Cool.
Just making sure that it's okay to doubt. Everyone doubts, but
Yes.
don't stop. Just because you doubt doesn't mean you have to stop. You can always question and don't let doubt, teeter too long because you don't want those seeds to fester and to grow to big vines and plants, right? So
Yes.
it's okay to have that, but then just own it and be proud that you are second guessing yourself in terms of like checking your work. It's like you go back
Yeah.
and you kind of like check your homework kind of thing. And that's
Cool.
great. It's actually good that we do that, but then move forward. Be
Yes.
confident to know that I am doing the right thing and I am supposed to be here and I am, all this stuff. And I am willing to take this path. And so, yeah, going forward from there.
That's beautiful. I'm just curious how you mentioned that you see yourself as mother first. How did motherhood change you, or how is it different than you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, I think I didn't think that I would be so involved with my kids. I thought like, oh yeah, because I never really was even around kids. So
Yeah.
I would be like, oh yeah, I'll get a nanny and they'll take care. And that's the most
That's
ridiculous thing I've
awesome.
ever thought in my life.
Uh-huh.
But oh my gosh, I am so hands-on with
Yeah.
them. I mean, I think it changed me in terms of just like I was always first,
Yeah.
like when you're single or even if you're married, and especially me with my career, it was like I always had to put tennis first. I always had to do this and I always had to be focused and I always had to train. And it was just so many things that I always had to do. And so then I just realized they took all that stuff that I always had to do. It became them,
Mm.
and that was kind of crazy because for my entire life it was not in a selfish way about me, but almost in a selfish way about my career. You kind of have
Yes.
to be selfish
Yes, that makes
sometimes in order to be
sense.
successful, especially in sport.
Yes.
And so it took away that, from me.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. There's just all
Yeah.
those mothers out there. Let's give a hand, and as well, people that are walking that path. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's completely rearranged my life as well. So how old are your little ones now?
So I have a 6-year-old. She's about to be
That's what
7
I
in a
thought.
few
6,
days,
yes.
and I have a 1-year-old. She just turned 1.
Wow, that's unreal, Serena. Unbelievable. We have a 3.5-year-old, and yeah, it's amazing. It's completely rearranging in the most beautiful way. Um,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Serena, you've worked with some of the most incredible coaches, and you've even touched base and worked with Tony a couple times throughout your career. I'm sure, how has that, or what was something that you extracted that you've implemented in your life, or what was your biggest takeaway?
Yeah, I think working with all kinds of coaches, whether they're physical coaches or mental coaches, I
Yes.
think the biggest takeaway is that you can't solve everything yourself.
Mm.
And it's important almost to reach out, whether that's with a coach or whether that's with a friend,
Yes.
someone that you trust or someone that can give you good advice, because you also want to make sure you reach out to a friend that gives you good advice. Um, so I feel like that's in my biggest takeaway is like you get incredible advice in so many different directions
Yes.
when you do reach out
Yeah.
and when you do have a coach or a mentor, whatever that is, it is priceless. And so whether I was working with Tony, which, meant so much to me in the beginning of my career, to working with anyone else, it was just like getting different opinions, being okay to express yourself, being able to talk about things, being able to, ask questions, I think it's like I said, it's priceless.
It is priceless. Thank you for sharing your jewels and wisdom with us right now as well, Serena. And you've achieved so much in your life. What keeps pulling you forward? What keeps, at such a young age, what was your motivation? Like, what was your drive to be all of who you are, to express all of who you are, and to be the fullest, most excellent version of yourself? Because that is what you convey and portray, and the beauty of who you are inside and out for all of us, Serena. You show us what's possible. Where did that motivation or that drive come from?
I think a lot of drive you can learn. I think you can learn to want to be
Cool.
good at what you do. I think it's totally that. I think a lot of it is also innate. I don't know. I always wanted to do something special. I didn't know what it was. And
Wow.
I just remember I've always overdid things too, like to a point where it was obsessive and like a perfectionist, so to say. So, but I do think a lot of that is something that you can nurture or you can also grow. So yeah, my motivation is simply just to do my best at whatever I'm doing every single day. And sometimes, like I said earlier, best is just waking up and going through the motions.
Yeah.
And sometimes your best is going to be way more than that. But for me, I really just try to live in the moment. That's something that I really work on doing. And moments are fleeting. Every day is fast. Time flies, especially the older you get. It's like you blink and I'm like, wait a minute. But it's like enjoying those moments. And for me, my motivation is just showing up every day for my family, for my businesses, for my jobs. And I want to be the best at that. I want to be the best mom. I want to be the best wife. I want to be the best business person that I can be. And I think sometimes people get a little bit extra and they say, well, I have to achieve this level. And you don't. I think sometimes motivation and achieving is, getting good grades or just
Yes.
cooking a good meal or whatever that is. I think it's different. It's different for everyone. And I think it's okay to be different for everyone because not everyone's the same.
You are, Serena, I cannot thank you enough. You are a legend. You are a blessing. God bless you. You are
Thank
beautiful.
you.
You are amazing. You've inspired us. You've called us. You've reminded us
so
what's
fun.
possible
This is so
and what
fast.
lives inside of each and every one of these women. God bless you. You're extraordinary.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
We're so humbled that you decided to take